My mother-in-law looked at my husband and said, "You should have married someone real, not this one who has no family or last name." He laughed nervously. I lowered my head and stayed quiet. 2 months later, when they discovered my no last name came with an 8-figure inheritance, she was calling me every day, calling me her dear daughter. I was folding laundry when Margaret walked into our apartment without knocking. She looked at David, then at me, and said it. "You should have married someone real, not this one who no family or last name." David laughed nervously and changed the subject. I kept my eyes down and said nothing. I'd met David 3 years earlier at a coffee shop near campus. He was kind, funny, made me feel seen. When he proposed after 18 months, I said yes without hesitation. His mother had been cold from day one, but I thought time would fix it. I was wrong. Margaret made comments constantly. At our wedding, she told guests I was from nowhere. At family dinners, she'd ask pointed questions about my childhood, my parents, why I never talked about them. I gave vague answers. The truth was complicated, painful. My parents died when I was 7 in a car accident. I was raised by my grandmother in a small coastal town. She passed when I was 22, 6 months before I met David. I had no siblings, no extended family I knew of, just me. David knew the basics, but not everything. I never told him about the trust. My grandmother had been intensely private about money. She raised me simply, taught me the value of work, made me promise to live a normal life. The trust was managed by a law firm 3 states away. I received monthly statements I barely looked at. It felt like someone else's money, not mine. Margaret's comment that day was the worst yet, but not the last. 2 weeks later at Sunday dinner, she suggested David trade up while he still could. 3 weeks after that, she told her bridge club I was probably after the family money. Their family money was David's $58,000 salary and a paid-off Camry. Then my grandmother's lawyer called. The trust needed signatures for a routine review. He mentioned the current value, $12.4 million. He said it casually, like everyone had 8 figures sitting in municipal bonds and index funds. I nearly dropped the phone. I'd known there was money. I hadn't known there was money. My grandmother's family had owned commercial property in a city that exploded in value. She'd sold in the 1990s, invested conservatively, lived on almost nothing. She'd wanted me secure but not spoiled. The lawyer asked if my husband knew. I said not yet. That night, I told David everything. He was quiet for a long time. Then he asked why I'd hidden it. I said I hadn't hidden it exactly, just never found the right moment. He asked if I trusted him. I said of course. He nodded slowly and went to bed early. The next Sunday, Margaret started her usual commentary. I set down my fork and looked at her directly for the first time in months. "I received paperwork this week," I said, "from my grandmother's estate trust. It's worth $12.4 million. I am the sole beneficiary." The table went silent. Margaret's face did something complicated. David's sister stopped chewing. His father put down his beer. Margaret recovered first. "Well," she said carefully, "family money is wonderful to have." I smiled. "I don't have family, remember? You said so yourself. No family, no last name." She called Tuesday, then Wednesday, then every day that week. She wanted to apologize, to explain, to take me to lunch. She left voicemails calling me dear daughter and saying she'd always seen my inner quality. I deleted them without listening all the way through. David and I started counseling. He admitted he'd let his mother's comments slide because confronting her was exhausting. I admitted I'd kept secrets because vulnerability felt dangerous. We were working on it. We moved to a building with a doorman. Margaret doesn't have the new address. Last month, she sent a letter to David's office. She'd found a genealogist who could help me reclaim my heritage and find my people. I sent back a note on expensive stationery. I have everything I need. She hasn't called in 3 weeks. I am not holding my breath. Was I wrong to let her twist in the wind, or should some lessons be learned the expensive way?